I'm here with Jeff and Jason Leonard. Did anything interesting happen this weekend?
Well, I did summon Exodia at YCS Indy. Other than that, not much happened.
Well, how did this deck come about?
Well, after Mystic Mind got banned, I had to find some deck to play. I'm sure it'll be off the ban list here soon, probably the next list. But until then, I've got to play something. And I've been playing some FTK decks. I'd recently been playing Bish Balkan FTK of all things. And it recently got banned on Master Duel. We think Coder had something to do with that. But anyway, we thought it might get banned in the TCG as well. So I told Jason we better start looking at other FTK decks just in case. So I went out on YouTube, sent him a whole bunch of different links.
I looked into them and thought, well, maybe there's something to this Exodia FTK.
And I said, stop, you had me at Exodia.
And here we are.
And here we are. Let's get into the list. You have the 5 pieces of Exodia. And this is how I like to put it on the mat.
You need these to play Exodia.
Right, for sure.
I don't think the deck would function without them.
Otherwise, they're just bricks.
You definitely don't want to see them in your opening hand.
Right. Because you are going to search every piece.
Exactly.
All right. Here's the best card in the deck for sure.
Yeah, this is easily probably one of the best cards in the game. It helps you play through hand traps. It's one card full combo. You can't ask for any more out of a card.
The deck is very consistent through no interruption, but this allows you to play through some interruption.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got the connectors, and now we've got the 3 Dolphin. And we go ahead and play 3 Dolphin.
Yeah, you just always want to see this card. We play a lot of extenders in this deck, so this paired with any extender and a discard, you are playing through a hand trap.
All right, so you've got that, and a very good card to get you to connector.
The honorary 4th connector.
Right. Okay. Now, these are 1-card starters, is that right?
Yeah, Sublimation Knight. This is Diet Connector. You don't play through any hand traps with this, but it is a 1-card full combo.
What you essentially do is it allows you to equip Squeak Knight.
Yes.
And then Squeak Knight special summons itself.
And then, ta-da, you have 2 warriors.
Right.
Squeak Knight does suck, but in combination with any extender, it is full combo. So you don't even really mind seeing Squeak Knight as long as you open one of our nearly infinite extenders.
Which we have now. Now we're into the 2-card combos.
Correct.
Any 2 warriors, which you used to love to play. And
Dark Warrior fan right here.
And this is a great one. Jump forward.
Jump forward. Play 3 of it because you're never upset at seeing it. It special summons itself if you have no monsters. And then if you open 2... you just normal summon the other one. That's full combo. So you're never upset to see multiple junk forward.
The only thing you want to remember here is it's just a warrior, not a fire warrior.
Correct. Now here are some of the one-of extenders. Didn't want any of these to conflict with each other. They're all once per turn. So 1 instant contact, 1 fusion armament, 1 instant fusion, and 1 ready fusion. And these bring out some pretty iconic cards.
And we'll get to that in the extra deck, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now this is probably the best extender in the deck.
Fireflint Lady is genuinely insane. You always want to see her if you can. She's not exactly better than any of the other extenders, but she has a cool secondary effect that can come up in niche situations.
Right, and that's in case you happen to have both Renads in hand, which we'll see. The thing I like about Fireflint Lady is it can summon out even if you have just a warrior like Connector or Dolphin or Jump Forward, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's why I like that one. Okay.
1 red layer. You don't want to play any more than 1 of any card that can only special summon itself if you control no monsters. Junk Fort is an exception because you can just normal summon it. So it's full combo even with Red Lair.
Okay. Another one of.
Just summons itself for free.
That's an easy one. And then here's the Renaud we were talking about.
You could realistically play one Renaud because you can always get it out of your hand with Fireflint Lady as a non-tuner. But playing two of it is fine because it, with any extender, is full combo.
Another great extender, that's right. Okay, now we get into the Ignite package. You run 3 Gallant.
It's level 6. That's very important. You always want to make sure you have at least one level 6 in deck to bring off of Ignis Phoenix so you can make another card in our extra deck.
Right.
We'll see soon.
And 2 Templar. This is usually the one I'll try to search first, just because I'll have the 7 scale.
You're really just trying to build your scales with the combo that we'll show later.
Okay. The next Ignite I try to search is the Crusader.
It is the 2 scale.
Because it's the 2 scale. And then
we have the Honorary Ignite. This is the core of the combo. Because of Ignis Phoenix, all of this is possible.
And then you can also use this as an Ignite in scale to search.
Because any 2 Ignites is full combo. You search Sublimation
Knight.
And then you're cooking.
Yep. And if you, when you destroy
you just summon out the level 6 immediately.
You're going to summon the 6.
Won't touch it.
Yep. So if you take, for instance, you have these 2 in your opening hand, you can go ahead and
grab Sublimation Knight
and go ahead and summon the 6 at the same time. Yep. Okay, now we've got the 2 equipped spells.
1 Durendal and 1 Moonmere. If you open both of these, you just equip Moonmere to one of your monsters before you make a Solda, and when you link it off, this will tuck nicely into your deck, so you'll always have 1 to send.
And if you equip it, it goes to the grave.
Yes.
And then you pay the 500.
And down it goes.
And down it goes. Perfect. These are the 2 magicians that you're going to overlay into Time Star to allow you to get the head.
It doesn't have to be Purple Poison, but it's my favorite magician, so it's the one we went with.
Absolutely. Okay, this is the secret sauce of the deck right here.
This Blue Dragon Summoner is that guy. You loop him 4 times to grab all of the normal pieces. Deck would not work without him. He makes it so easy to complete the combo.
Okay, so that is essentially the bulk of the deck. You sent me this portion right here, and after looking at thousands of hands of what you sent me, I said, I am getting impermed way too much. So, here's what we went with. Saravis. What does it do?
If your monster would get targeted, you just pitch him, negate. The ultimate defense against infinite impermanence.
And believe me, this definitely comes up. I love holding that card in my hand when I see it in my opening hand.
Effect Veiler was also everywhere at the YCS.
Right.
So Saravis ended up coming in double clutch.
Yes. The card that you're not able to play in very many decks, but you can play it in this one. I only wish it was at 3. It's at 1. Magical Midbreaker Field. You played in the at the start of the main phase.
Yeah. It's basically another Saravis. Just a great blanket effect that does not impede your combo in the slightest.
Turns all targeting off. All targeting.
And destruction. So like, you can't get Ghost Ogred. That's very relevant.
This is at 3 in Master Duel, by the way. So
this whole combo is legal in Master Duel.
It's legal Master Duel. Shout out MBT will be taking this deck to the MCS this weekend.
Yes. So if you want to play against Jeff Leonard, you know where it'll be.
It'll be in the MCS this weekend.
Sign-ups are Wednesday.
1 of in the TCG, 2 of in Master Duel. Called by, you can't beat this. This is great for Droll.
Yeah.
And any other hand trap, of course.
Besides Imperm, but Saravis covers that.
Right. And I said, wait a minute, if we If we see Connector Dolphin, I look in the hand and there's Nibiru or any other hand trap.
Any problematic card.
Let's use that
Let's
one
just call
prohibition.
it.
Okay, now we're at 49. So what are we going to go with the 50th card? Let's go one Pot of Prosperity.
You can usually only afford to banish 3, but that's realistically all you need. You just need to see one extender or one of the 1-card combos. There are some cases where you can banish 6. Like if you already open one of the pieces of Exodia, you can get rid of a Selene because you no longer need to loop.
No, you get rid of Appaloosa, the last card, right? Or can you use Appaloosa as well?
I think you can use
Appaloosa as well. Okay. I usually go ahead and use the third Selene and just not use Appaloosa,
Yeah.
but that will work.
Whichever.
The same way. Okay, so you got options there. All right, let's go to the extra deck.
Yeah.
What have we got here? We have the Warrior Extenders.
So this is what we summon off of the instant spells. Flame Swordsman, you know him, you love him.
The OG.
Of course. Dark Flare Knight, iconic monster.
And this is the one you show off of Fusion Armament?
Off of Fusion Armament to get Flame Swordsman.
Okay, totally cool interaction there.
How
about that one?
I mean, he's cool too. Gotta love the Neos fusions.
All right. Then we've got the other thing that you're really just looking to get to. Once you get to this, you're
it's
done.
basically over
You're done.
already.
You just turn on autopilot after this.
Yeah. This is one of the best monsters ever printed. I have no idea how it's still legal after all of the shenanigans it's caused. But 2 is absolutely mandatory because if you open Connector with an extender, you can beat Double Droll. That's very important.
Very important. Shout outs to Sergio and Rennick. Help me with that interaction at locals. Great.
This is a very cool card that lets you complete your scales. You synchro it with Renaud and Ignite Gallant. Grab back whichever scale you haven't surged.
Correct.
Beyond the Pendulum.
Love this.
Electromite at home. Searches Harmonizing Magician. Gets you in perfect position for your Pendulum summon.
Pay $1,200 though. But you're not concerned with life points whatsoever.
Your opponent can have infinite life points, and you can have 1 life point.
You are
in the main phase. The game will
end.
end.
Love that part. Okay, here's Time
Star. The GOAT searches the head of Exodia and dumps Blue Dragon Summoner. So when your 2 Ignites are in scales, you can choose to protect them when you go to activate one of their effects and send the Blue Dragon Summoner. Then you're in position to start looping. And what better card to begin looping with than Selene?
Non-once per turn.
Non-once per turn, baby.
Put the counters on. You're always going to have...
you will always have 3
counters.
Durendal will always be engraved, and your 2 scales will always count. So you never have to worry about 3 counters for Selene. So you can show the next card.
Okay. And the counters always come on as Chain Link 1 and a Blue Dragon Summoner is Chain Link 2 to do the search.
Yes.
Okay, Cross Sheep.
Cross Sheep. This usually comes after the first Selene.
Yes, and don't forget, I learned how to play this in Bish Balkan FTK.
Yes.
So it was a breeze to learn in this combo. No problem. And look at that. I even learned the contact fusion.
Yes.
The contact fusion mechanic. I've actually learned all the mechanics in Yu-Gi-Oh! All I knew how was to put a field spell on the field and flip a floodgate. Now look at all the mechanics I know.
It's magical. It's truly magical. This is the fusion for Cross Sheep to bring back Blue Dragon Summoner. The board sets up perfectly after the Pen Summon to be able to go into this. It's really just incredible how this whole combo works together. Shout out to Super Nix. That's where we originally saw the combo.
Yes. Last card, Appaloosa. If you don't have any pieces in your hand, this is the last monster I use to get the final piece.
Yes.
The chant, one more piece. That's when
the Appaloosa
hit
comes
the
out.
board. When you hear one more piece, you do the Appaloosa.
You make the Appaloosa. You get the final search off Blue Dragon Summoner.
And then you have assembled Exodia, the Forbidden One.
Let's see. Where's the side deck?
Side deck.
Let's get into that.
All right, let's get into the side deck. All right. Now, this is up for some debate.
Yes.
What I went with in this tournament was evenly matched, high impact.
Very, very good going second card. You pretty well clean your opponent's board up to the point where if you open any of our other side deck cards,
and that is really the idea here. I'm looking to clear the entire board and then begin to play. If there's really anything on the field, you're
pretty much not
trouble.
going to resolve the combo.
Now, this really worked fantastic against Rescue Ace. All the back row can just return to the hand.
Yeah.
They might be able to flip one or two of the cards, but everything else comes back to the hand.
And then you're ready to just push completely through that. Happened round one, right?
It happened round one against Zed. Yeah.
Shout out Zed.
Shout out Zed. That was basically two cards. I went Patronade, Dark Ruler No More. And that pretty well turned off the whole board. Imperm went back to his hand. There were monsters on the field. Dark Ruler No More, and then start playing. So that was great. 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Harpies. That works pretty good against just about any deck. And then the final thing I did, you might have seen this on stream, Santa Claus. You can summon multiples of them and, hit some kind of spell trap monster
Santa
problem.
Claus has been a good friend of ours from the Mystic Mind days, but realistically, this could have been Xyz's Encore.
That would be the change, for sure.
We found out that Dweller was kind of a problem because it can turn off Blue Dragon Summoner, and then obviously you're not searching any of the pieces.
Really, no one really even summoned Dweller against me. They really didn't know that it would cause a problem to the combo, but I think the jig is up now, so Xyz's Encore has to go in.
Now let's do a quick combo tutorial.
Okay, we will start out with my favorite starter, Neospace Connector. So we're going to summon that, use the effect, do Neospatian Aquadolphin, special summon, and that's 2 warriors right there. But first, we're going to use the effect to discard and look in the opponent's hand for a hand trap.
You see that there's nothing there, so you're good to go.
You're good to go, ready for a sold, correct?
Yep.
All right. Now, the first time I showed off this combo was a few weeks ago when I was back home in Missouri. Thanks to everyone at Eclipse Games in Rolla and BK Games in St. Robert for putting up with me. We've got a sold right here. We're going to use the first effect to search.
Yeah. Any 2 warriors is even easier than any 2 dragons. Shout out that.
And, sometimes you might get an opponent to try to ash that first effect on your search, and if you've got an Ignite in hand already, you can continue playing.
Yeah.
So the first search, I'm usually going to search for Ignite Templar. Doesn't really matter which of the scales. You just need to make sure you get the other one in your next search.
Yeah. 2 or a 7, you just make sure you get the other one.
Okay. With the second effect of a sold, we're going to dump an equip spell to the graveyard, which is also going to summon Renaud.
Always send Durendal.
Always send Durendal. Okay, so we're going to use the effect of Renaud to pick Durendal back up. You're going to go ahead and equip Durendal to the Renaud. Use Durendal's effect. And that is going to get you a search. And you want to search Ignis Phoenix the Draco Slayer. Okay, from here, now you've got two scales. You're going to scale Templar and Ignis Phoenix, and
Going to activate Templar's effect.
activate Templar's effect to destroy. These go to the top of the extra deck. And your next search, I go ahead and get Crusader, which is a 2. And when this is destroyed, you're going to get a special summon.
Yep. Which is always your level 6.
You go ahead and get the level 6 because you're about ready to do a synchro summon.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, what's important to note here, Renaud is the non-tuner, and Gallant is the tuner because of Ignis Phoenix. So that's important. Renaud was not special summoned by its own effect, which is why it's still a non-tuner.
Excellent. All right, so now you go into a synchro monster that not too many people have seen before, and that is Symphonic Warrior Rocks.
Basically, its effect just lets you pick back up whichever scale you need in order to complete your scales. So you'll activate rocks, and you will add back the Templar.
Okay. We'll get the Templar back. All right. Now, I just wanted to say right here that once you're here at Isolde, you're basically on autopilot the rest of the way, right? I mean, there's really not much that can go wrong from this point.
If your opponent has let you get this far, it's probably over.
That's right. A quick saying. A wise man once said, don't fear the man that has played 10,000 decks one time, but fear the man that has played one deck 10,000 times.
And I can guarantee everyone that this deck has been played 10,000 times.
I don't know if that was Nim or Milano that said that. It was one of the two, I think.
I think that was a Coder tweet.
Coder tweet. Well, there you go. I knew it was one of those guys. Okay, so from here, I'd like to go ahead and make Beyond the Pendulum.
Now, Electromite at home will then allow us to search our deck for Harmonizing Magician.
Harmonizing. Go ahead and pay the 1,200. You don't care about the life points. So now we've got Harmonizing in hand. And are we ready to pin summon?
At this point, we're ready to pin summon. All we need to do is scale up.
All right, let's do it. I like to put Templar over here, Crusader over here, and
we'll perform the pendulum summon.
Okay. This was my first.
So Gallant will come out there, Ignis will come out here, and then also Harmonizing Magician will hit the board. After that, Harmonizing will activate to special summon your Magician of choice from the deck.
Okay, we like Purple Poison.
Purple Poison.
Okay.
My favorite.
All right.
Now we'll perform an Xyz summon.
Yes, we got all the mechanics here. If you can learn this deck, you can learn every mechanic in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Besides ritual summoning, but nobody cares about ritual summoning unless you play Drytron. Shout out Shrug.
There you go.
Time Star effect.
Okay.
It will search the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Exodia the Forbidden One. It is a dark spellcaster.
Now, here's the thing. If people don't know what you're doing yet, now the jig is up. Because you just put that on the board, and now they figured it out.
So next, we will activate the effects of one of our ignites. It doesn't matter which one, because we will be using Time Star's effect to protect the scales. And that will send the Blue Dragon Summoner from our deck to the graveyard.
All right, there's Blue Dragon Summoner.
And now we are in position.
That's right.
So it's time to make the first Selene.
First Selene. All right, let's make the Selene. And you better have
your counters.
Your counters ready.
Counters at the ready.
Counters at the ready. You don't have the counters at the ready, you're in trouble. All right, let's go counters. Okay.
Always use those first, by the way. The Beyond the Pendulum and the Time Star. It is crucial that these stay on the board for the next part.
Okay.
So Selene gains 3 counters.
And why do we have 3 counters?
2 scales, and then the Durendal in the graveyard.
In the graveyard, okay.
So next we'll activate Selene, removing the counters. This will bring back Blue Dragon Summoner.
Okay.
Then we will turn Selene and Blue Dragon Summoner into Cross Sheet.
All right, let's go Cross Sheet. And right here, Blue Dragon Summoner will activate.
And grab us one of the pieces of Exodia that we don't have.
All right, let's go for that one.
Blue Dragon Summoner searches any normal Dragon Warrior or Spellcaster. It cannot search the head. That's why Time Star is one of the most important cards in this deck. So after this, we will perform a Contact Fusion.
And go back to Time Star. If you've had to, you actually can discard the head if you need to, because
Time Star can add from the graveyard.
You can actually add that from the graveyard. Yep, that's a good thing to have. All right, let's do a Contact Fusion summon
into Dynastor Power. This will trigger Cross Sheep to bring back.
Make sure you do it into a zone that it points to.
Yes, that is monumentally important. You will be looking like a fool
if you put it somewhere
else.
I've never done that, so don't worry about it.
That has never happened before.
Never happened.
Next, we'll make the second Selene by using Blue Dragon Summoner and Cross Sheep.
These two. Okay. And we're going to go Chainlink
1 Selene. She's mandatory, and Chainlink 2 Blue Dragon Summoner to grab another piece of Exodia.
Another piece, all right. Oh, we're coming together here.
Now we'll remove the counters from Selene, bring back Blue Dragon Summoner. Here, we'll make the third Selene with Selene, Blue Dragon Summoner, and Dynastor Power.
Chainlink 1,
Selene,
Chainlink
2 Blue Dragon Summoner.
Okay, we've got another one.
Then we'll remove the counters.
Oh, we need some room there.
Bring out Blue Dragon Summoner.
Okay.
And we'll perform one final Link Summon.
Now this is when you usually hear the chant, one more piece.
One more piece. One more piece.
Okay, you usually hear that at that point. And I like to go with Appaloosa here. And it goes to the grave.
Blue Dragon Summoner will activate.
Great. You find the last piece of Exodia. And then Tom Box shouts out, Exodia obliterate.
And your opponent has lost the game.
There really are no pathetic cards in that deck. It looks like every card has a specific function. But what was your goal for that YCS?
This deck is really not for winning tournaments. It's basically to have fun and summon Exodia, and it can definitely do that. What did you think, Jason?
Well, I really only had two goals when coming up with this list. One, playing against Tier Limit, and two, going first. And that's exactly what happened in the feature match.
Yeah, it's just not for winning tournaments. Mystic Mine was for winning tournaments. Just ask MBT about that. I ran wild in his tournaments for 2 years.
I mean, guys, that feature match was crazy. I remember I couldn't go to the tournament with you guys. I was watching at home. Speaking of home, do you guys have any shout-outs?
Oh, do I have shout-outs? As a matter of fact, I do. First of all, the first shout-out has got to go to Justin Singh. He was just an amazing opponent. He sat there with a smile on his face the whole time, and the best thing he did was Game 3. We got to the point where he knew he didn't have any more interruptions, and he let me go ahead and have my moment and go ahead and do the whole combo. So we got to hear the one more piece, and it was just a fantastic feeling. It was just a surreal moment for me. So shout out to Justin. He's such an accomplished player and just such a super nice guy. I couldn't have asked for a better opponent on stream. To the other shout outs, we got to go to the Chew Crew. Jesus, Greg, Brian, Jay, Albert, Vin, Ricardo, Matt, David, Alex, Tyler, Oscar, Cohen, Grant, Marco, and Chris. I've also got to shout out Sally, Mike, and everyone at the Dragon's Lair in Fort Myers. Tom and everyone at Cool Comics in Cape Coral. The crowd at Indy just pumped me up completely. So shout out to the crowd. It was just amazing crowd. everyone that came up to me and asked for an autograph. I'm very used to signing Mystic Minds, and now I'm signing Exodia pieces. It doesn't get any better than that. Shout out to my main man, Cimoooooooo, for posting this deck profile. He's been my #1 fan since the beginning. Shout out, Cimoooooooo. All the other coverage it's just been incredible on the internet. MBT, Team Sam, Zed, Farfa, Coder, Triff, Crush Cards, Joshua Schmidt, Sebastian Lemke, and everyone else that made just such super nice comments on social media. It just all blew me away.
It really is incredible.
Just some of the comments are just amazing. I think one of my favorites was this guy went from Mystic Mind Stun all the way to summoning Exodia. It's a journey that every duelist needs to make. I couldn't agree more. The Konami staff was just fantastic. Joe, Tombox, Billy, and Asala. I got to talk to all those guys, and they just all said the nicest thing on stream during the coverage. You got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay.
Shout out Lily for being the first person to link 2 warriors into Exodia. Shout out Rykate. He was telling me that the whole Serbian community was going crazy.
Yeah.
So shouts to them. And shout out to my friend Takei. He was the only person I showed the list to a little over a month ago. He told me it was garbage, so I knew the list was moving in the right direction.
That's right. Yeah, the whole weekend was just surreal, and I just want to thank everybody that was a part of it.
I'm glad you guys had fun during the weekend, and Jeff, you made Yu-Gi-Oh! History. Thank you so much for the profile, guys.
Thanks.